Hi, I'm Jonathan Smith with Prestige Yacht Sales. You can call or text me at 860-514-3763 or email me at jsmith@prestigeyahtsales.net. Hey, today we're looking at a really cool boat. This is my kind of boat right here, a little down east, not too big. Diesel, a single Yanmar 230, which is a little bit of an upgrade off the original 200 horsepowers these came with. This is the Back Cove 26. I believe they call it the Express, and then this one has the hardtop. So it's a Back Cove 26 Express hardtop. You don't see many with the hardtop. It also has air conditioning. It has autopilot. It has a bow thruster and a stern thruster. I don't think you're going to find another one like that. You can see the dark blue hull behind me. Based on its glossy, unfaded finish, I think that hull was painted at the factory. It's all gripped or something, one of the all grip or Imron, because it's held up so well. You know, being a 2005 boat, 20 years old, if that was gel coated, it'd be all faded out by now. So this is a nice little boat. Everything's working. You got air conditioning. Perfect boat for somebody who mostly uses it for the day trips and wants to do the occasional overnight, or if you're younger and you don't mind a little extra work down below to convert the table to a bed more often. You could certainly do some extensive cruising with it. But, you know, let's go take a closer look. This is a cool little boat. The price is good. By the way, all the details of the listing and the price, there's a link down below in the description. I don't mention prices in case they might change on these videos. So go on down there, click the link, and you'll get all the details. It is mid to late September right now, and we're hoping to get it sold before the end of the year, but not a big deal if it doesn't sell. But I do like getting these videos and photos before they get put under shrink wrap, etc. All right, hey, let's go take a closer look. All right, take a look at this Back Cove. It's pretty, right? Dark blue hull, white boot stripe. You got a gold Cove stripe with the Back Cove logo. Nice swim platform. I don't see scratches on it. You do have a nice rub rail, so if you had to touch the piling on the way in, you could. But hey, with a bow thruster and a stern thruster, you should feel pretty good about controlling this boat. This would be a great starter boat for somebody. It's the right size that the insurance company is not going to get too nervous with you starting with a 26-footer. You do have those thruster controls to make docking a little easier for you. As mentioned, it's got the hardtop. Oh, I should have told you before, but it has upgraded Garmin electronics, including this high-def XD radar, which works better and uses less power. So that's great stuff. You have a Garmin GPS chart plotter in there at the helm, an autopilot. If you notice here on the transom, we have these brackets for St. Croix davits, but when they bought the boat, the davits didn't come with it. But the brackets are there, so if you could buy just the davit arms, you could have a dinghy back here. And I do see some filled holes in the transom that I think might have been a motor mount for your outboard to sit on the transom. But anyway, it does not have davits, does not have a dinghy. Let's take a look here down the starboard side. There's a little scuff right here. It looks like it's all on the surface. Yeah, it is. So I think he just hit this white right here backing into the corner. That looks like it would buff right out. It's not into the paint. Take more of a walk along starboard side. And maybe a little scratch there. I can't tell. But overall, from a distance, it looks really nice. And if you know the Back Cove name, it's a high-end boat. They're a subdivision of Sabre. They're built up in Rockland, Maine. You know, it's kind of Sabre's smaller boat division. We do have a windlass up here, some chain and rode. There's a photo of all that. You can see our Garmin XHD radar up on a little mast, holding it level, a little higher. There's our antenna for the GPS. Hard roof with all this aluminum, which gives you nice handholds when you do walk forward. And the canvas up top looks good. That all rolls up, so on a hot day you can roll up all these panels, the side panel, and get plenty of air in there. We're gonna jump aboard, but this is a good spot to look at these transom seats. You got nice bolsters, which serve as backrests, and these two corner seats. And the owner will usually put a cooler or something in the middle with your beverages. Notice you got these little steps up to get on and off the boat real easy, which we're gonna do right now. All right, I'm on the boat. So I'm up on the bridge deck, which is about, I guess, 8 inches above the aft deck. So it's a little bit of a step down there, but you've got the canvas here to remind you. There is a shower right here. So if you go for a swim, you can rinse the salt off. So swim platform. These St. Croix brackets without the actual davits. I'm not quite sure how that works, that system. But you might be able to use those. The cushions look to be in good shape. And we are September. It is the end of the season. So, you know, this boat's been used all season. The owners really do love the boat. But they're going bigger. You know, they kind of took to boating with this one, and the guy and his wife really love it, but they need more room. They've decided extended cruising, they like doing it, and so they're going to go for kind of a bigger down east boat for a little more extended cruising. I'm a huge fan of single diesels with a bow thruster, and this one's got a stern thruster as well. Let me show you those controls while we're here at the helm. So you have a single throttle. This goes in and out of gear, and it's your throttle and gear shift all in one. Here's your bow and stern thrusters over under right here. You get a windlass control right there. Actually, that's the windlass switch. You turn on the windlass, and then here's the control for raising and lower the anchor. And then there are pads up on the foredeck as well. So somebody could go up there and raise and lower the anchor. I always recommend that. Then you can see it coming up, and you can, you know, rinse it up and down before putting it aboard. Here's our Garmin GPS chart plotter. It's a 12-inch display. It's a GPS map 7212. Simrad autopilot. These old Simrad units really are bulletproof autopilots. I've never seen a problem with those in all the surveys I've done. And here's our VHF. It's an ICOM ICM302. Back Cove yachts. You know what? I didn't check the hours. I'll see if I can find that out, and I'll put it right on here with some text, hopefully. Clarion stereo, and there are 2 speakers down below, and I'm going to guess, oh, here they are up here. So they're up here in the bridge deck, 2 speakers, and there aren't any in the back here, so just crank it up. If you're fishing with the guys, there are a couple rod holders. It's not really an all-out fishing boat, but you could sure go do a little fishing here and there every now and then. Great day boat to take the family to the beach. Do a little camper overnighting if you want to. I mean, it's capable of more than that, but I see this little bracket here, and I'm not exactly sure what these 2 little brackets are for. Maybe a little table that comes out. I don't know. I didn't see anything down below. Let's go down below and take a look. So to port, we have a galley, microwave, fridge. The fridge is running. I know it works. There's also a electric alcohol stove, an Origo unit under here. So when you're plugged into shore power, you can use the electric. If you're on anchor somewhere, you can use the alcohol. Stainless sink, our breaker panel, AC panel, an inverter, our bilge pump controls, and our Clarion stereo head here. Here's our little fridge. It's actually on right now. You can hear it. Little blue light comes on. So headroom in here is 5'7", so I'm crouched down a little bit. So it's not a place, well, you know, right here in the companionway, I can stand up. because, you know, of this. But once you walk forward, you're kind of going to sit down or lie down, so the headroom doesn't become an issue. But, you know, just know that it is 5'7". So for most of us, that's going to be a little bit of a problem if we wanted to stand up down here. I don't know why you would want to stand up, but that's just so you know. All right, so here's the table up. Nice table. It's in good shape. A little cosmetic something there, but overall pretty functional. And there's a couple cushions. You lower the table down, and these two cushions, these triangular shaped cushions, go on top, and that whole area becomes your bed. And it's a good sized bed. I would say 6'4"-ish. I don't have a tape measure with me, but it looks pretty roomy, actually. All right, and here's what it looks like with the table down and the fill cushions put in place to give you a bed. Pretty good little space, as long as you don't mind switching back and forth. You know, I'm the kind of guy where I would just probably leave it as a bed down here, and then I'd have a table and chairs outside for dining and entertaining. But, you know, you can do whatever you want. It's a nice table when it's up. Hey, rainy day like it is today, maybe you put it up as a table, and then you don't have to switch it back and forth on those nice days. Let's look in the head. So the head's super clean. You have a Jabsco manual toilet, so no vacuum flush or electric stuff to worry about. And nice sink, and the faucet pulls out to use as a little shower if you want to. You can hook it on the wall there or just use it as a hand shower. You do have some storage underneath. And it doesn't stink in there, so that's good. And this is an air-conditioned space. Here's our air conditioning vent to starboard. And then the controller is over here to port. And that'll do heat, reverse cycle heat, and air conditioning. And we do have some little carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors in here, which is good to see. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the aft there is an awning. That's what these poles are for here. They go into the rod holders, and a piece of canvas ties between them, and it ties up to like the back of the hardtop. And it takes about 5 minutes to hook it up, and then you can have shade throughout the whole aft cockpit. We have a nice ensign on a teak flagstaff right here. That's real nice, classy. I think the awning is, oh, actually that's a screen for something. Not sure where the awning is. Maybe it's that white thing. Got some life jackets here as well. Little wood soles in decent shape. And notice there is storage in the galley here. Okay, nice little boat. Let me see if I can open up the engine compartment. So the engine opens on a electric lift. And I like what I see so far. The engine looks clean. That's enough for now. It does go higher. All right, nice Yanmar right in the middle. Look at all the room you have to work on this. It's terrific. Here's our oh, that's a strainer for the air conditioner. Right there, that's the air conditioning strainer. Here's the strainer for the in-water, the seawater intake for the engine, for the Yanmar. I'm looking at the hoses. They all look pretty good. I don't know what's going on with this hose. It's got something wrapped around there. I don't know if that's to protect it from chafing, maybe. So this is a 230 horsepower Yanmar. Yeah, so I just checked the plate. It is a 4LHA-STP, so it's like 234 British horsepower at wide open throttle. So I believe these originally had 200 horsepower versions of this engine, so it's a little upgraded from that. There is some information out there. I think I'll post in the link down below. You'll find a photo in the listing that shows the performance, the speed, and it might even have fuel burn on it at different speeds. but I believe that's for the 200. So you might be able to notch it up a couple knots a little bit for the 230. Although when you have the hardtop, the boat's probably a little heavier than those without. So, you know, those numbers that I'll have in the listing are going to be fairly close, give you an idea of performance. I think this is a boat you're going to be comfortable cruising in the high teens, low 20s. And then wide opens probably, 26, 27 knots would be my guess, based on what I know so far. All right. One more thing about the engine. This looks like a new exhaust elbow. You can see it looks really clean. So I think that was done recently, not original. The turbo looks original right here. The paint seems to match the rest of it. But that exhaust elbow has been replaced, which is not uncommon. After a while, they do need it. They see some salt water to keep them cool, and so you do eventually get corrosion in that part of it. We do have a hot water heater here, water tanks, holding tank. There's a macerator pump up there for overboard discharge. Some batteries to starboard. I see 3 batteries. Yeah, pretty tidy. Pretty easy to figure out what everything is and work on this boat. Once again, I'm Jonathan Smith with Prestige Yacht Sales. You can call or text me at 860-514-3763 or email me at jsmith@prestigeyachtSales.net. I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if you want to take a look in person, we can set up an appointment to look at this really nice 2005 back Cove 26. Highlights include the hardtop, air conditioning, bow and stern thrusters, only 720 hours on the Yanmar 4-cylinder, 230 horsepower diesel. All right, hey, reach out if you have any questions. It's a nice little boat. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.